Welcome into another edition of the Union Football Coaches Show. I'm Rick Corey, along with head coach Kurt Frederick. After a nice win again, and I said last week a roll, and you said, well, I'm not sure, but starting to feel that?
Yeah, it felt good, to have an opportunity for those guys to come out and compete and do a great job. The word again, and things that, the victories have come so hard this year, and some of those plays that we struggled with, starting to click, a few of those. Some guys, we still are a long ways away, still have some things. I thought defensively we played well enough. At halftime we had a shutout, and I felt like we weren't playing well. And you go back and look at some of our goals. Run defense wasn't as strong as it needed to be, some of those things. So still plenty of improvement, but you're starting to see guys make plays, and that's a lot of fun.
Teams coming together are always really fun to watch. All right, let's take a look at the stats and kind of get an idea of where we're going. One of the first things you're going to notice on here is the difference in first downs here. Union's offense really moving the football.
Yeah, offensively it was a really, for as far as stats are concerned, a really outstanding game. Some guys playing really well. I think we averaged about 8 yards on first down, which is going to lead to a lot of those things. We also had some explosive plays, and gets us to that 400-yard total mark. Unbelievable. We were 3 for 3 on fourth down. One of those includes a great catch by Micaiah Belt on a fourth down conversion, and then defensively, I think that. Like I said, against the run, you don't like seeing that big 200 number there, and some of that was second half, but still I felt like we needed to fit the run a little bit better in what we were doing defensively.
And look at the penalties, 2 for 26. I know it was a real key early in the year, and you can't overstate it enough. When teams are close, when it's important, that wins games.
Playoff football is going to be a big deal. We suffered a tough special teams penalty in this game on a blocked punt, but we've got to make sure we correct a lot of those. You're starting to see some of those guys really thinking about, this is hurting the team in these situations. Some of those penalties aren't avoidable, but the ones that are dead ball or the ones, just false starts, those kinds of things, we've got to eliminate those.
Yeah. Effort penalties are a different deal. All right, so when we look at our players of the game, I was so pleased to see this lineup. And we start with Levante Wilkins, who, you talked about him before as a senior running back. But, boy, the other night he was tough.
Levante ran really well, and one play sticks out. He did it a few times. We're running so much stretch, trying to get to the outside, and made a great cut. Once the defense starts to stretch, you start to see some of those holes. And for a running back like Levante to be able to step in and make those big-time cuts, especially that first one, that burst that he had for a touchdown. Really nice play. 3 touchdowns for Levante. Real excited for him.
And strong, too. And I think you know the defensive player, don't you?
Yeah, Josh Frederick, he's a guy that so proud of, as a coach and as a dad. He's one of those seniors that has worked his way into playing time and doing a good job. Had an interception, had several tackles, and was our defensive player of the game.
I thought he was going to score when he first caught that ball. Did you give him any trouble at home about catching it?
No, he did a good job. Like I told him, I said, hey, I'm glad to see you caught that one. I think he dropped one actually in the sophomore game last year, and so a little bit of redemption. He'll have some big memories, and as you and I talked about on off the air, is that 50 years from now, that'll be an unbelievable play. And it was a great play, but I'm sure he'll talk about 7 tackles that he broke and everything else. But great memories for both of those seniors, Avante and Josh, on senior night, having great games.
And your special teams player, Gavin Kohler, and it's a name we haven't mentioned a lot in special teams, but he's been good all year.
Gavin's done a great job. He had 4 tackles on kickoff, and getting guys to sell out and play special teams sometimes is a chore. Gavin's one of those guys that loves it. Anytime you're obviously getting to kick off that many times, our offense played well, but for one guy to get 4 tackles just on kickoffs, that's a pretty good deal. Gavin's playing really well for us.
And obviously on senior night, great names because it was great senior night.
Without a doubt. It was a lot of fun. One of the things that goes unsaid many times is the support staff we have, those athletic trainers, those managers, those people behind the scenes. Those are seniors too.
Yep.
And to have a chance to walk out there with their parents and for us to say thank you for what they've done for our program was really special.
All right, so now the roll toward the playoffs continues, and we'll talk about that later. But first, when we come back, first half highlights of Union and Norman North.
For more than 50 years, Central States Orthopedics and Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center have been the area's leading orthopedic and sports medicine providers. And now, we've joined forces as Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. One name, one focus. Excellent orthopedic and sports medicine care. Together, we serve as the team physicians for almost every high school and university in the region. We are the area's leading expert for work-related injuries, and our surgical hospital is the only 5-star rated hospital in Tulsa. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Come see why we're better together.
Hey Union students, show off your Union spirit by wearing Union gear, only available at the UWear store. The UWear store has athletic gear, clothing, and other merchandise so that you and your friends can look stylish while repping the U. The UWear store has the best quality items and is partnered up with major brands such as Nike, Under Armour, and even Champion. For a limited time, Union High School students who present their ID at checkout will receive 10% off all items. So stop by the UWear store today and reward yourself with some awesome gear.
We're back on the Union Football Coaches Show. Kirk Frederick, the head coach. I'm Rick Corey, the voice of the Redskins. Let's get right to first half highlights because it's a lot of fun. Union and Norman North, if this is a team you've seen at some really important times of the season.
Well, there's no doubt that Norman North's got a great football program, and the last couple of years hasn't won as many games, but they've probably won just about as many games as any 6A school in their short history. And good football team. They came and battled tough. Defensively, you see Michael Walker coming. Great job from defensive lineman going out there making a play on the speed option, get a little bit of a twist up front. They catch the ball underneath and get a first down. They come back here, run a little bit of a boot off there, and JoJo and Jaden both make a nice stop. Come again to the outside, trying to hit a quick screen, and our guys with the pressure there to keep it that way. Here comes the speed option, and you see Josh getting the pitch guy out of bounds. See the defense stretching out here. You got Marley coming in there. Gabe's in there as well, doing a good job, and the quarterback doesn't have enough time to throw. We're just off the mark, just a little bit there, and got the running into the punter there, unfortunately, and forces them to get a free set of downs. And felt like in the first quarter they had the ball like forever. It seemed like that we just could not get off the field for whatever reason. They do a good job running the football on that first down. You see our guys coming in. Marley's there, Jake's there, doing a really good job with that. Got the cut back there. Great job by Gabe coming in, and Josh in there making a nice play. Got pressure coming in by Rogers. Good coverage by Chauncey, and forces them to get the stop defensively. We get off the field, and we come right back here and give the ball to John, first play of the game. Get KP on the edge. Got good blocking. Great job by Levante there. Doing a really good job running the football. Get close to a first down, come in and run the sneak play, and we're able to get Rovan to pick up the first down. There he is again. So quick on that read right there to pick up some great yardage there as we go. Got a little hand sweep out here to KP. So much speed. Find a way to get the ball to him just about any way we can, and does a really good job. Probably the best offensively we've played in our offensive line. We gave up no sacks, no penalties, just an outstanding performance by the offensive line.
This felt for Kyler right there. If he keeps his feet, he's in.
Oh, great shot over the top to Kyler, and then Levante steps in and makes our touchdown, first one of the night. Excited for them. Torrey Thrower in there at nose guard coming in. There's Marley making a nice play. Junior Smith from the safety position. Outstanding job, and I mean, we just got to wrap up right there off the edge. Kalo's there. JoJo has to clean it up, but right there in the backfield, just some of those things, that sloppiness that you wish you wouldn't see.
You see Jaden pulling at the ball.
Yeah, Jaden does a nice job at corner position. Again, good throw and catch by their quarterback and receiver. We get it stopped. You got Bajek in there making a nice play. Kalo in there as well. You know, Kalo's made a lot of good big plays for us this year. Pretty slippery in there. I don't know how he gets through some of those things, but Rovan Banks just does a great job running the football in traffic. Excellent job getting the ball. Good job hanging on to it there. Damon Sanders, big hit, hangs onto the football. Get to the edge. Rovan picks up a few yards. Desmond with the block down the field. Try to run the wheel route, and it gets kind of held up there on the edge, and Rovan does a good job. Again, you know, if you don't like it, just pull it down and run. He does, you know, those broken plays, does such a great job with those. Underthrew just a little bit, good read there. Underthrew it just a little bit, come back and run the counter, kind of get stuffed up inside. Their defense stands up, unfortunately, and aren't able to pick that up, so we'll sprint Rovan out. and just off the mark there to KP. It kind of gets us to a long situation on a 4th down. Try to get the ball up in the air. This is a rainy night. The ball gets a little high, but so proud of Micaiah as comes down. That's a big-time 4th down conversion, and enables us to keep the drive alive. Inside the 10, we've worked so hard. There's a great cut I talked about by Levante. That's an outstanding job. That one right there alone, that's a play that I remember the most from the night. Is how outstanding of a cut that was for him. Chauncey just almost there. You got Gavin coming in, finishing it up. But Chauncey right there on the pressure on the kick return. Great job there. Outstanding job beating the block by Kalo. Does a really good job there. Defensive line in there making a nice play. You got Josh Peoples coming in making a play. A couple of guys playing both ways. Good coverage down the field, good pressure, and we're able to get the ball right back to our offense. Again, they're covered up down the field, so Rovan picks up a couple of yards. Run the read play there, and this one's pretty special right here. A lot of speed, finishes up the run. Nice 50-yard run there by Rovan.
As soon as he hit the corner on the radio, I said, he's dead. He's
Yeah.
gone. That's the end of the story. You're not going to catch him again.
Does a really good job with that. They come back here, they run the reverse, and heck of a play, but Gabe is right there. And Gabe, for sophomore linebackers, has made a lot of plays for us. Outstanding play right there.
It's a great tackle one-on-one.
Great tackle right there by Chauncey on the edge in the open field. We're going to have to continue to do that. And then Josh Frederick comes out, does a great job, and picks up an extra 15 yards right there on the late hit. But outstanding interception by Josh. It's always fun to see kids celebrate, and you can see how excited our team is for him or anybody. And pretty cool here. That's the way kids celebrate right there. We got a good buddy of his, Gabe, there, falling on the ground. I don't know if he was doing snow angels or what he was doing, but you can tell. You can see seniors celebrate. You can see it right here again, how fun that is. And as a coach, that's pretty special to see guys having a lot of fun.
Levante had a nice lane there.
Coming back on kickoff, and just look at the guys chasing. Doing a great job. There's Gavin in there doing a good job. Outstanding play by Kalo as well. Guys on kickoff team just having a lot of fun. Very seldom you get guys that want to run 60 yards for no reason, and those kickoff team guys are pretty special. They're kind of a different breed of cat that wants to run down and make those kind of plays.
And I love here, despite the lead, look at the way guys are swarming.
Yeah, a lot of guys swarming in there. Jake's in there. JoJo's in there. Got good pressure coming in. They do a nice job on a throw and catch for a first down. On 3rd and 5, we got to play a little tighter coverage. But again, there's a lot of red shirts around the ball. Tons of guys chasing, doing a good job with it. Got Mason back in there. Good pressure from the outside there by Alex Love. Micaiah Belt, good job on the slant. And we just misfit. We misfit, and we've got to do a better job getting there. Safety, JoJo Nichols chases it down and knocks it out of bounds. Now we've got a chance to play some red zone defense. You can see Joe makes an excellent play there right off the bat. Come in, makes a nice stop. Again, good job there by Junior Smith and Gabe. Going to the end zone, you can see our guys, good coverage right there. You've got to find the ball, and Jaden does a really good job. So we keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Really proud of our defense. KP on the little smoke route, gets it out there. Rovan doing a nice job. These are some throws that, you're for a kid that's a sophomore coming in, he's making some really good underneath throws as well as the deep ball. He does a great job on the deep ball, but really those other throws are the ones that are pretty special. Here he is again on the draw right before the half, and you can see right now he's just doing a great job, picking up big yardage, good blocking in there by Peoples, got good protection up front, really smart decisions with our guys. It's the way he is distributing the football there. John catches one, and we're just off the mark, rolling to his left a little bit, got to get the shoulders a little more square, but again, getting better and better at those things.
You know they have to be tired of chasing him by now.
How about the blocking there by Alex Slaughter? I know they're at the end, but man, those guys, those big guys up front, Alex is one of those that just always seems to play hard and plays to the end of the whistle.
As a former defensive player, how tired would you be chasing that dude around?
It would be really tough.
It would be. All right. Doesn't get any better for him in the second half. We'll come back with the second half highlights of Union and Norman North next here on the Union Football Coaches Show.
My dad's always saying a little extra effort now will really pay off later. Here's how you can put in just a little extra effort and help out our schools in a big way. Just switch your checking account to TTCU. It's easy. You get $150 just for switching. And every time you use your school pride card, TTCU donates to our schools. So far, over $1 million. They're the only ones doing that. So make the switch to TTCU and be the person who's making a difference for our schools.
Are you out of high school and looking for a career? At Tulsa Tech, you can explore exciting opportunities in IT, aviation, automotive, manufacturing, visual arts, and more. And Tulsa Tech offers a tuition-free scholarship for adults 18 to 23 years old. That's what I said, free. It's called the Accelerating Independence Scholarship. It's like fast-tracking into a career you love, can make money in, and a career with a future. Find out more about Tulsa Tech's Accelerating Independence Scholarship at tulsatech.edu.
It's time to get back to second half highlights. This is the Union Football Coaches Show. I'm Rick Corey with the head coach, Frederick. Right to it, Union and Norman North, and you've got a really nice lead at the half. So what'd you talk about?
You know, at halftime, we talked to our guys about playing a complete game, about finishing. We always talk about district points, you know, about protecting points, and especially coming out of the half, you want to establish things. These first couple of drives, whether it's offense or defense, are very important coming out of the halftime. See, Rovan does a great job. Again, just guys having a tough time getting him down, picks up some positive yards for us. Damon Sanders lead blocking there at tight end for Levante. Levante, what a great cut, great blocking inside there. Slaughter and Henry in there doing a good job. Good block on the outside there by Desmond. KP picking up some good yardage. Get John a little sweep here. John just kind of wiggly in there, gets it in there and picks up a few yards and winds up giving us a first down. Great protection inside and good ball down the field, and we don't get away from the defender. He makes a nice play. Here's Chauncey, again, keeping the ball inside, doing a good job, picking up what he can. We talk to our guys a lot of times, hey, pick 3 or 4 yards. If it's not there, that's fine. Just don't create any negative plays out of it. KP, man, he just everything he can to get into the end zone. He gets caught a little bit short there. Come back here with the play action pass, and Rovan puts a nice ball out there to Josh, and he's able to get a touchdown.
I understand that he made a little wager during the week, and you better throw it.
Yeah. There's no whether he's covered or not. I think it was supposed to go as a senior tight end. At least that in Josh's mind, that's what it was supposed to be.
So, he did.
A lot of fun there. Defensively, great job. I know it's a busted play, but man, anytime you get a quarterback there, great job by Jacob Bajek. Comes in, makes a nice tackle for loss on the quarterback, puts them behind the chains, and so our guys got to play good D, and you got Joe in there making a nice, Joe Nichols, and defensively we make a good stop. So always after a touchdown, that series is really important for our guys to go 3 and out right after a touchdown. That's the way you keep momentum and keep a team in the grass.
And you got J.D. Geneva getting a few plays.
J.D. comes in, does a good job, throws a good football, always has, and he's continuing to work on the health of his mobility, and good to see him finally get to suit up and get back into a little bit of action. Throws a great ball inside there, threads it in between. I'm telling you, he's got a cannon for an arm and just outstanding leadership as we move down the field. You got Micaiah with the nice play. Came back to the wheel route earlier on that got kind of held up, and we get a great ball thrown in there to Chauncey Andrews. Does a really nice job. Chauncey in a tailback for the touchdown. Big stop inside there. Great job there by Alex Love and Matthias Robertson, a sophomore defensive lineman in there making a nice play. Excited to see some of those other guys getting a chance to play. Got to fit the run a little bit better. Tough running back. But again, we've got to make sure we stay in our gaps and get those safeties and linebackers to fit. There's a great fit by Gabe Ford. Gabe at linebacker does a really good job there. They throw the ball to the outside on the boot, and good catch by their tight end. And we've got Kalo makes a nice stop. Great plays inside there. You got MT at linebacker coming in, first guy there, several other guys. Again, Bajek kind of spilling the counter. It cuts back, and they're able to pick up a few yards on it here in the fourth quarter. Again, a couple of those just off the mark. Guys jumping in and out of gaps is what creates those creases, and we've got guys have got to be better at that. Good throw and catch. Got to give credit to Norman North. Again, just a really good football play. Got Junior Smith. Junior Smith comes in, gets a couple of carries, does a really good job getting it in there. Then Trent keeps the ball, does a nice job picking up some positive yardage. Got Josiah Dorn in there making a nice stop. You got Tarp in there at guard, great block there in Tarp. Brian does a really good job, senior offensive lineman. Darius Stith in there again. Outstanding play for those guys.
And John Brandon running a little bit here.
Yeah, LJ's in there. John Brandon in there doing a good job running. Then Trent does a great job. I told John, I said, that pass was so good you wanted to catch it twice. So he asked me if he could get 2 touchdowns for that one. But great focus on the ball, and John with the touchdown. A lot of seniors getting touchdowns on senior night. There's a couple of those missed tackles that we got to get cleaned up, and Shane Fields in there. Shane's a outside backer and also a running back for us. There's Gavin, Alex Love in there making a nice play in there. Great job coming in there for the safety position. We got Marcus Kelly in there doing a good job. There's Torrey, the quarterback, keeps it out the backside. And Jamari Ray at safety, sophomore, comes in, runs him out of bounds. There's a really good play from the outside in there by Shane again. Shane covers up the T-wheel. And Alex Love comes in, defensive lineman, is getting a little more playing time late in the year and starting to make some plays. Excited for Alex.
And we've mentioned his name a whole lot in this fourth quarter. He made some hits.
They come with the tailback out of the backfield, and you see Micaiah Belt playing a little bit of corner there. Makes a nice stop. Tough little running back to head inside there. Jamari makes a nice play. We talk about to our kids all the time, and we don't like fourth-quarter touchdowns, and we're battling, doing everything we can to keep them out of the end zone. But again, a lot of guys getting some positive playing time.
Yeah, there's no lack of effort here.
A lot of guys playing tough, just off the grass right there from Torrey. And unfortunately for us, he's able to punch it in there and get the second score of the night. Got the kick return, comes right in. I mean, we are just one block. We just work our return just to that sideline. I think he probably scores, but he cuts inside there, Mackay. But we get the kick return. Anytime you get a kick return outside the 40, you're doing pretty well. And kick return unit does a great job with it. LJ's in there getting another carry, and we get called with a holding penalty, and so it puts us behind the chains, but our guys are continuing to battle up front. Got a great block to the outside there by Darius Stith, senior offensive lineman. Makes a nice play. We're able to run the clock out, and it was a cold, rainy night, but it was a lot of celebration on the sideline.
And you got your district points.
Without a doubt. You got to get those 15 points, keep moving forward, and see what happens at the end.
All right, so we'll talk about that end, and when we come back on the Union Football Coaches Show, what's next?
At Classic Chevrolet, we are 30 years strong, and we proudly support all Union athletes and their parents.
30 years of treating you right the first time with excellent customer service,
affordable financing, and an award-winning service department.
Show us your school spirit. Tag us at Classic Chevy Owasso on Facebook, showing off your Union pride. And we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Classic Chevrolet in Owasso. Visit us online at ClassicChevrolet.net.
Union fans, stay connected with your favorite team all year long with the official app of the Union Redskins. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Union Redskins athletic app will keep you up to date with all things Union. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Union Redskins. You can download it today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
We're back on the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Roy along with the head coach, Kirk Frederick, and now we get a chance to talk about the playoffs a little bit because we're not that far away. Now, obviously, you need to win, and that's the job at hand, and we'll start that on Thursday against Southmore. We'll talk about that in a second. But as of now, as we start to look at districts and where it'll shake out, what are you thinking?
Well, in 6A1, you've got 2 districts and 2 districts of 8, and it's starting to get to a point where you can say, you know what, in this district, there's about 5. There's only 4 spots in the playoffs, and there's about 5 teams that have a shot at those 4, and these 2 or 3, might be tied. That's when you get in a 3-way tie. You've got district points come into play. It's what we've mentioned that a few times, and you want to have as many points as you can over opponents. And then if it's a 2-way, then it's just head-to-head. And so we're in a situation right now in our district where we're hoping we can get a couple of victories in with Southmore and Edmond North, but you start to project, well, this team or that team. But right now, currently, I think we'll finish around 3rd place, and a couple other things might change where we could get 2nd place. Owasso, unless for something happens, they're going to be the district champs. On the other side, you've got an opportunity for even a 3-way for 1st right now. In ours, it's kind of a 3-way for 2nd or 3rd or whatever it might be. But all of that jockeying takes place in these last 2 weeks. You've got some great matchups. You've got Jinx and Santa Fe are playing on the other side, and you've got Mustang and Moore and PC North, and then of course Moore and Owasso are playing. We've got Santa Fe and Edmond. Still a lot left, but it's getting closer and closer to week 11. It's pretty exciting.
Do you have any thoughts about who you might play first round?
It's interesting because there's so many. A lot of times you can say, you know what, we're pretty much solidified in this position. But both districts are really a toss-up right now. Again, out of both districts, really the only team that legitimately could say, you know what, mathematically no, but we're probably district champs is Owasso. So you're looking at 16 teams and only one team has kind of separated themselves. Everyone else is playing tough football. UConn comes over and goes toe-to-toe with BA. Santa Fe beats BA. We get beat by Mustang. So lots of good football in 6A.
As of going into last week, there was a 5-way tie on the other side. So I mean, that's a lot of football teams, and when you shake them all up and put them together, there's a reason those records are similar. Almost everyone is similar, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and there's a lot of parity in 6A football right now, which is really good. It makes every week interesting, and for many years, for whatever reason, it was just Jinx and Union will be there at the end. And these last couple of years, it's been not just for the finals, but in the district situations have been kind of shaken up. The West Side teams are playing good football, and you want to win every one. So you're like, man, it's fun as long as we're winning. If you're in the position that Union's in right now, that we've lost dropped a few of those, maybe not as fun, but it sure makes it interesting.
It does. And the West Side teams, they had for many years just very, very much struggled, and at times still are now. But I've been encouraged, at least, I don't know about you, when they come here, the numbers they're bringing are bigger than they were before. That shows me interest in high school football there, which to me is good for the whole state. Yeah,
it is. And, high school football is so instrumental in the education process. I firmly believe there are things that are learned in the locker room and on the field, and in battles and adversity and victories and teamwork is a big part of education. And obviously I'm biased towards football, but other extracurricular activities especially are vital to that. And it's always good. There's so many things that, this next generation, they're letting us down for that. There's a lot of great kids doing a lot of really good things, and I'm very proud of them.
All right, so we still got a couple to go. As we mentioned, this next week, it's Thursday night at Southmore. So we'll talk about that one next week on the Union Football Coaches Show. Then only 1 week away from the end of the season. Playoffs get here in a hurry, and the whole goal is to be practicing on Thanksgiving.
Without a doubt. We're excited about Week 11. We talk about it all the time. Let's play our best football in November.
Yep, let's get the turkey out of your teeth and go practice. We'll see you about that and see about talking to you next week on the Union Football Coaches Show.